October 28, 2017. The Flats Georgia Tech's men's basketball team 2,116 and 201,617 and crosstown foe Georgia State 2013 and 201,617 are meeting Saturday at 12 noon at McCamish Pavilion in an exhibition game to raise money to aid in ongoing hurricane relief efforts. Tickets are $20 for general admission seating, $5 for students, and available at the door. The Yellow Jackets, entering their second season under head coach Josh Pastner, went 810 and finished 11th in the ACC last season, then reached the championship game of the NIT. Georgia State, entering its sixth season under head coach Ron Hunter, went 126 in the Sun Belt Conference a year ago and reached the CollegeInsider.com tournament, where the Panthers lost in the first round. Saturday's game is the first of two exhibition games for Georgia Tech. The Yellow Jackets host NAIA member Faulkner Thursday, November 2nd, at McCamish Pavilion, before traveling to Shanghai, China to open the regular season November 10th against UCLA. The Tech-Georgia State game will not be televised, streamed online, nor broadcast on the Tech radio network. Purchase tickets. Game notes. Coach Pastner. Transcript from ACC Operation Basketball Relief Effort. Personal for Pastner. More about Saturday's game. Georgia Tech and Georgia State arranged Saturday's game after the NCAA began allowing waivers to schools wishing to stage an additional exhibition game to raise money to aid ongoing hurricane relief efforts. Normally, schools are allowed to play two preseason games, either before the public against a non-Division I program or a closed scrimmage against a Division I team, or one of each. Tech and GSU have not played since December of 2008 in a regular season game. The Yellow Jackets won that game, 8,464, and have won 17 of 19 games in an all-time series that dates back to 1970. Georgia Tech has faced Panthers head coach Ron Hunter once before, when he was the head coach at IUPUI in Indianapolis. The Jaguars came to Atlanta and defeated the Yellow Jackets, 9,892, on December 29, 2001 at Alexander Memorial Coliseum. Tech's Modern Miracle. Georgia Tech played in its first National Invitation Tournament championship game in 46 years in 2017, capping an inaugural season under head coach Josh Pastner that defied all preseason projections and expectations. Tech won 21 games in an 810 ACC record for the second straight year after being picked to finish 14th in the conference. Along the way, the Yellow Jackets knocked off number 9 North Carolina, the eventual national champion, number 6 Florida State and number 14 Notre Dame, as well as Boston College, Clemson, Pittsburgh and Syracuse in conference play. Tech defeated Indiana and Belmont at home in the first two rounds of the NIT, completing a school record 17-win home schedule, then went on the road to defeat Ole Miss to reach its first NIT Final Four since 1971. Once there, the Yellow Jackets won their semifinal game over CSU Bakersfield before losing in the championship game to TCU. The Yellow Jackets return their top three scorers, sophomore guard Josh Okogie, senior center Ben Lammers and senior guard Tadrick Jackson, from that team. Lammers, who ranked number 3 in the nation in blocked shots and number 4 in the ACC in rebounding, earned second-team All-AC honors and was named the ACC Defensive Player of the Year. Okogie, who accumulated the third most points of any Tech freshman in program history, was named to the ACC All-Freshman Team. Year 2 of rebuild for Tech basketball. Georgia Tech begins its 103rd season of basketball in 201,718 under second-year head coach Josh Pastner, the 14th head coach in program history. Pastner, 40, compiled a 16,773 record over 7 seasons as the head coach at Memphis, where the Tigers earned bids to the NCAA tournament 4 times. He was tied for the 10th most wins for a head coach in his first 7 seasons in Division I basketball history, and was the second winningest active coach under the age of 40 in NCAA Division I. Despite his young age, Pastner has been involved in basketball at the Division I level for 20 years, as a player and an assistant coach at Arizona, and as an assistant coach and the head coach at Memphis. He has been a part of teams that have won 490 games, played in 17 NCAA tournaments and 18 total postseason events. Teams he has been involved with have won 12 conference tournament or regular season championships, advanced to 7 Sweet 16s, 5 Elite Eights, 2 Final Fours and 2 NCAA championship games. The starting lineup: Ben Lammer's first team and Josh Okogie's second team were named to the preseason All-Atlantic Coast Conference team by the media at the conference's annual Operation Basketball Media Day. Lammers is one of 20 Division I players named to the preseason watch list for the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Award given annually to the nation's top center. Blue Ribbon Basketball Yearbook has projected Georgia Tech to finish 9th in the 15-team ACC, and tabbed Ben Lammers to its elect team, despite the fact that Georgia Tech lost 6 seniors from the 201,617 squad. Its top 3 scorers and 2 of its top 3 rebounders from that team: Josh Okogie 16.1 ppg, 5.4 rpg, Ben Lammers 14.2 ppg, 9.2 rpg, and Tadrick Jackson 12.1 ppg returned for Pastner's second season on the flats. 5 players who average 10 or more minutes per game returned for 201,718. Georgia Tech is the only ACC team that has 3 returning players who average 12 points or more per game in 201,617. This year's Georgia Tech team has only 2 seniors: second-team All-AC center Ben Lammers and guard Tadrick Jackson, who finished second in the ACC Sixth Man Award voting, and 12 scholarship players altogether. The other holdovers include SEC All-Freshman guard Josh Okogie, 64 sophomore point guard Justin Moore, 69 junior forward Abdullah Gaines, 610 sophomore center Sylvester Ogbonda. The Yellow Jackets welcomed 4 freshmen and 2 transfers, and turned over their entire walk-in group, meaning there are 10 new faces on the 16-man roster. Guard Brandon Alston, a graduate transfer from Lehigh University, has 2 years of eligibility remaining and is eligible to play immediately. Guard Shambari Phillips, a transfer from Tennessee, also has 2 years of eligibility remaining but must sit out this season. The freshman group includes 6-foot point guard Jose Alvarado from Brooklyn, NY, 65 guard Curtis Haywood II from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, 69 forward Evan Cole of Cumming, GA, and 69 forward Moses Wright of Raleigh, NY. The Jackets have 3 scholarships to give for the 2018 recruiting class, reflecting growing interest in Georgia Tech's program in year 2 under Josh Pastner. 15 of the Yellow Jackets' 31 regular season games will be televised on an ESPN network, including 5 of the team's non-conference games. 3 other non-conference games will be aired either on the ACC network or the ACC's regional sports cable network. Every ACC game will be televised. 27 of Georgia Tech's 31 regular season games will be broadcast on linear broadcast television, a program record, including all 18 Atlantic Coast Conference games. 15 of those 27 televised games will air on one of the ESPN networks. The 4 remaining games will be streamed live on ACC Network Extra, available on the ESPN app. About Georgia Tech men's basketball: Georgia Tech's men's basketball team is in its second year under head coach Josh Pastner. Tech has been a member of the Atlantic Coast Conference since 1979, won 3 ACC championships 1985, 1990, 1993, played in the NCAA tournament 16 times and played in 2 Final Fours 1990, 2004. Connect with Georgia Tech men's basketball on social media by liking their Facebook page, or following on Twitter at GTMBB and Instagram. For more information on Tech basketball, visit ramblinrec.com. Tickets for men's basketball can be purchased here.